What's going on, everyone? My name is Sherwin, and behind me is the R1S Studios. Also behind me is a box from 3W. 3W sent out these floor mats because they saw my Rivian floor mats video and were like, look, we could do better. We'll send you some floor mats for you to check out and let us know what you think. So here we are, 3W floor mats for the Rivian R1S. Right off the bat, I'm gonna tell you, the packaging. The packaging is nice. The box is nice. I don't know why I make a big deal about packaging sometimes, but that's because I've gotten some packages before that were like, man, did they not pay attention to just the packaging, that presentation or something? I don't know. I'm a big fan of companies who actually take time to have nice packaging. Enough about that. We're gonna get to the unboxing. This thing is like a box of Apple iMac. So I laid it out to how it's supposed to be installed in the R1S. So this package comes with, you got your driver's side, you got your passenger side, second row, and you got your third row. And the bonus, look at this. This is for the rear trunk area. Now, these also have those knuckles or bolt, or what are those called? Those round things. What are they called? With the buttons. They got them on there just like the Rivian ones. And it comes with the 3W logo, Auto Life. Now, if I could zoom in here a little bit, there is actually texture on these to improve like anti-slip and stuff. So, yes, and the edges have walls to keep liquids in place. Now, these have like canals. Check that out. And also these are textured. I like it. Look at this. What does that remind you of? Eh? You like that? That's like the headlights of the Rivian. Look. That's pretty cool. So yeah, they have that. So there are also spikes here to keep it in place. Now these are actually like one mold. It's not glued on or anything, so it's part of the bottom piece, the bottom flooring. So it's there. It's one piece, it's not glued on. I wanted to compare the Rivian ones with the 3W. Now this has an extra piece right here that goes up on the left side next to the pedals, and I'll show you that when we put it in. But the Rivian one does not have it, so it's exposed, which is not a big deal or anything, but I'll show you right here. It does kind of get dirty. It's this area right here. So the 3W one actually will cover that up. Wow, it's it does stick on there. Those spikes do a good job. What I like about it is it does go over the door sill a little bit right here. Now, the fitting is very similar to the Rivian one, where this side kind of gets open a little bit. But here's the thing. The walls are tall enough so that you don't really have to worry about things going in here. But yeah, so the fit is very similar. Now, I'm not worried about the fitment of the front row. The issues that I'm having is the fitment in the second row with the Rivian floor mats. So let's go ahead and install the front passenger one first, and then we'll check out the second row. All right, so this is the front passenger. And again, I really like how it goes over the door sill. Some extra protection. The fitment here is a little bit better. Check it out. It does come up a little bit here, but I'm sure from time of use, it's gonna end up going in place. Walls are pretty high for any liquid spillage. And also there are these canals, as I mentioned earlier. Got the 3W logo right there with that headlight design. That is pretty cool. I like that. There are the buttons here to lock it in place, as well as the spikes underneath to keep it in place. These are all textured as well for added grip. Nice. Oh my gosh. Check out the fit in the second row. Wow. It's a difference than the Rivian one. Look at the edges. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. Look at that fitment right here. Look at that. Check that out. It fits. All right, that's the second row. Now let's go check out the third row. Okay, so we are in the third row. The fitment is a lot better here. Look. See? Look at that. It even comes down here. That curve comes down here. Man. Look at that. Look at the fitment. Much better. Much better. This is the center part. There's like a curve that goes downwards towards like the rail of the second row seats. Look at that. It curves up here where the like the wheel comes up. It's like a curve right here. Look at that. From the side, this is where I had issues with the Rivian one. Look at the cutout right there. Cutout is nice. Again, this is where that thing that it curves down next to the rails of the second row seats. Can we get some more light in there? All right, how's that lighting right there? Look at that. I'm satisfied. Look at that. Now, one thing though is if you do get liquid, this is the only part, the I guess protection, where it may drip down to here. That's the only thing that I see so far. But again, it's like a canal, so it is kind of raised up here a little bit for the wall, but is not as raised as the other parts of this floor mat. But each piece right here is textured. And this part is raised up a little bit, so it should stop liquids from getting onto the rails. But as far as fitment goes, it's much better. A little tip, or well, what I did with these 3 buttons, every time I see the 3 buttons, I actually fasten the middle button first before I do the outer ones. But as far as design goes, I like it. As far as like the texture is a nice touch, I like that. So let's go back to the front. I mean, the only thing I could tell you with the front are the edges, but it may improve as time goes on and you're using it. That's the only thing I could tell you with the front ones anyway. All right, so the package does come with the trunk liner, and I like the design. I'm really digging this. I don't know, but yeah, it fits nice. Now the only thing with this, so you do have a handle underneath, so it's not accessible unless you lift this and gain access to the handle. But that's it. I mean, it's not a big deal. I guess if you have stuff on top of it, you can't access the handle anyway. But if you want to protect your trunk area, it does come with it. Again, TPE material. These are actually much lighter than the Rivian ones. So it's easier to install, it's more flexible. To get into the second and third row, it's a little bit more flexible. But yeah, check it out. Okay, if you're curious about what it looks like if you have stuff on top, well, here are some boxes. Stuff I ordered from Rivian, and something you may see on the Halloween episode. Spoiler alert. But yeah, check that out. There it is. 3W floor mats and trunk mat right there. Thank you 3W for sending out the floor mats for the Rivian R1S. I love the fitting. And yeah, check out the video description for all of the product links as well as possible discounts. If you like the video, please like. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Oh, Jasmine.